Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Now, today I will be reacting to Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly's Messy Monday. And keep in mind, everything that I will say in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion and used for entertainment purposes only. Now, let's get into it.
This is the menace.
What? Baby, how y'all feeling today? Listen, God is so good. Ain't he good to us? God is good.
No, God is fantastic. God is so good, and I'm so happy with everything going on. I missed you, Heavily. We had a week.
I missed you too. You had a week off, didn't you?
We had a week off because of the Labor Day weekend, so Love and Marriage Huntsville did not air.
But still not sure why we had to take the week off just for the holiday when everybody would have been watching because they would have been home and available.
Hey, it aired on Saturday, and baby,
y'all got it going on. Y'all got it going on. Let's lay into it.
Let's lay into it, baby. So look, well, listen, it was a fun trip, right? Because it was nice to see these ladies on the beach doing the jet skis, like having fun, being flirty. And that's the reason why I really love this episode because I thought it was balanced. Like, you get to see the girls have fun because you know what it's like to be on a girls' trip. And yes, there's always drama. But I thought it was nice to see the ladies out of their comfort zone and just like having fun and the jet skis and stuff.
Agree with you. You know, when I saw Melody and her friend, what's her name? Love the fact that they were flirting. It was good to see Melody flirt with a man.
And guys, keep in mind, the Messy Monday is still going on, but for some reason they decided to mix Love and Marriage Huntsville with Love and Marriage Detroit. I don't watch that show. I'm not interested in that show. I don't watch any of CK's other shows, so there's no need for me to hang on to hear all of that nonsense.
And I felt a smile come on my face when she was like, listen, you know what I mean? I was like, yes, Melody, go on, girl, get that man, girl. You know what I mean? Because you always see her without a man. So it's always good to see her flirt, you know? I just figured like...
I would have to agree with Dr. Heavenly. It's not that often that I agree with her, but I did really enjoy Melody having a good time, flirting with the guy, that worked, at the house where they were staying or whatever the resort, whatever the case may be. I did enjoy that.
They got a man somewhere that she never gonna present to y'all because she don't want y'all in her business. But for that, it made my heart smile.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I thought the same thing because the biggest thing for me is just going back to like the fun and flirtiness of it all. The guy is gorgeous, okay? Like he's a beautiful man. I thought he was like a young one, like in his early 20s, but apparently he's like maybe late 30s or something. Like he's a grown ass.
So you had to do some research and find out how old the guy was, as if it mattered. She's just on vacation. She's having fun. As long as he's 21, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, if you're your 20s, you're grown, but I thought he was like a young 20 something.
Yeah, I think he was younger than they are, but I don't know. I didn't really get to see too much of him, but he seemed like he was young just because he was on the island. You know what I mean? It was the island feel. They were flirty and flirtatious. They had a good time, and I love to see it. I love to see the ladies getting along, being happy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now y'all swirling some mess in there. Y'all bringing the mess back, and I'm gonna tell you, it's what's Marcel's name? Mark's name? I'm gonna write it down.
Tisha.
At this point, Dr. Heavenly, you really should know these people's name. Like, you've been doing this Messy Mondays for quite some time. And at this point, you really should know everybody's name. This is getting a little ridiculous, Dr. Heavenly.
No, wait. You said Marcel's wife. Tisha.
Love Tisha so much. And listen, it's never no disrespect that I mix up people's name. I mix up your name, Carlos.
Like the video, even if you're in the bushes.
Don't take it.
Please and thank you.
I do it. I mix it up. Okay, so yeah, Tisha trying to mix some stuff up together, saying that Destiny coming.
Tisha is the bone collector this season.
Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here, sis.
Tisha is all about like, I'm bringing everything to the forefront, right? Tisha was like, Destiny's coming.
At this point, Tisha is trying to keep her job. She has no storyline and she knows that her job is on the line. So that's why Tisha is coming with all of this rah-rah.
Honey, I had no idea you were here. If I did, I probably would not have invited Destiny as my plus one because I don't want to make her uncomfortable.
Not true, Tisha. You love the mess and you love to be in everybody's business and not share your own personal experiences. You would have still invited Destiny, even if you knew that Sonny was going to be there.
I thought Tisha had a
jumping. We think that.
Hey, kicking it with Courtney. Thank you so much for being here, sis.
I've been on reality for a very long time. We knew Sonny was coming.
Okay, we knew Sonny was going to be there.
So what is she? Did she not? She don't have a peach. I don't know. Is she on the case or she just? We know that she coming. We know she coming.
Yeah, well, listen, she definitely is a part of the season. And it's a girls' trip, and her and Melody are friendly. We saw them shopping for bathing suits, and Melody invited her. So it was right for Sonny to come. And then Tisha had the opportunity to bring somebody because she asked Mel. Mel said yes. And that's why she brought Destiny. And at the end of the day, like,
she brought Destiny because she wanted to be messy. She knows that, Mel and Destiny doesn't see it for each other. So she brought Destiny to be messy and cause confusion. Let's get it right, Carlos.
Said it's a girls' trip. Why not bring the entire females from the show on this trip? And that's the reason why this episode was
questions for you, Carlos. Okay, I got Dr. Shenita. I said her name right?
It's Shenita.
No, you did not say her name right. They've been dragging you all over these YouTube streets for not saying her name right. So you would think that you would at least try to get Shenita's name right, Dr. Heavely.
Shenita, Dr. Shenita, I'm sorry, no disrespect. Dr. Shenita,
very disrespectful.
A dark-skinned girl. She never said shit. Who is that?
So her name is Lauren. She's Melody's makeup artist.
Okay, so she kind of kept it cool. See her saying too much of anything. But Dr. Shenita, I said it right?
There you go. Yeah.
Taking over the whole goddamn thing. Is she on payroll? She put Shenita on the show because she's great for TV.
She not taking over the show. She just checking bitches because that's what they need. She protecting her friend because Mel is a little more laid back. You know what I'm saying? So she's just sticking up for her friend, which is what any good friend would do.
She started the shit and she kept it going. But my whole thing is, everybody came to work tonight.
Everybody.
Trisha wasn't backing down. You know what I'm saying? Melody wasn't backing down. These hoes.
Carlos, what's up with all the hand movement?
She always seemed like she was timid. Not tonight, damn it. She getting herself, okay?
Y'all not gonna talk
about her. Y'all not gonna do
that.
I'm always talking about Shenita look like a big girl, right? She look like she tall and I think Trisha ain't.
Now, Dr. Heavely, Shenita going live tonight, and I hope she drag your ass some more because you still trying to throw her up under the bus, still calling her a big girl as if you have never seen a tall girl before. Like, what's with you and Dr. Shenita? Like, are you jealous of Dr. Shenita because she speaks her mind and you're known for that? So you mad that she's taking your spotlight on the show?
No joke either. She down. She was not. So we're gonna pray with it.
No, but that's the thing. We like to fight with our words, not our fists. Like that's
just joking. But yeah,
oh,
they both intimidating to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Trisha and Shenita's conversation was definitely.
What's intimidating about Trisha? Just because she works out? Like, I don't see anything that's intimidating about Trisha. If anything, she really needs to speak up more. She's definitely not intimidating, if you ask me.
Spicy, because they both are women who aren't going to back down to each other. So let's just start there. Because you're right. Shenita obviously has lots of opinions. And she's very vocal, which is why when Destiny and them were all at the dinner table, Destiny is from Detroit.
Hey,
Shenita's
Tawana,
from
thank you so
Detroit.
much for being
That's
here.
why Destiny said out of her
And
own
she
mouth,
said, not a
I
thing.
know Shenita. I was a waitress and she was a hostess, or vice versa, one or the other. And how she's always been a big personality and very vocal. That's who Shenita is. Period. Point in the blank. Trisha, like you
And the
said,
blank.
is usually the one who comes
Nothing
in
at all.
a
Keeping
little
it with
bit,
Courtney.
you know, disarmed, right? So when Shenita decided to relate Trisha's marital situation, right, being married but also having a boyfriend, she was comparing that to the Sonny, Moses, and Destiny situation, and Trisha was not hearing any of that. Do you agree that is a different situation, or do you think it's the same thing?
Now, wait a minute. Both of them different, but in my opinion,
Definitely different.
Y'all know I love to give it. Them shit's right. My thing is, I said since the very beginning, you end one shit with.
I would definitely say what Trisha is doing is way worse than what Sonny and Moses did to Destiny.
However,
if
you
anything.
still married. That's just what people gonna think. That's what I think. At the end of the day, y'all do what the hell y'all want to do. Y'all set y'all boundaries and go for it.
If nothing else, Trisha should have just kept her mouth closed, because, how you going to talk about this situation when your situation is so much worse? Like, just be quiet. Just sit there and eat your food, Trisha.
I'm happy. But if you're going to ask me a question, if you're still married, should you be engaged to somebody else? I'm going to say no. Just like I'm going to say, the whole thing is this. The difference between it is, I'm going to say Sonny, with Sonny and Destiny was not married to this man. I mean, we could talk about it all day.
Right.
Yeah, the scruples is off. It's all wrong right now. But at the end of the day,
Actually, we can stop there. Destiny was not married to this man. We can stop there.
This Sonny's husband now, so ain't shit else to talk about.
Not a goddamn thing. Why are we still talking about it?
Yes, she's that's her man, that's her husband. That's how I feel. I do feel like Trisha, I get what she's saying, and I understand it's been 5 years, the man been gone. But before you start some new shit, especially when you want to get in that, before you move over. That's just me. Who am I? What do I know?
Well, no, the thing is this. So I have worked on reality since 2008, right? Mm-hmm. I have seen on every show I've done, from Housewives to Love and Marriage to Bells,
all the shows you got kicked off of.
I have
and Mama B said, in the eyes of God, Trisha is an abomination. That part.
Ever witnessed somebody dating after the divorce was final. I had when Mimi and Greg, rest in peace, were going through their divorce, they were dating. That's my first introduction into that. I think what's complicated is how divorce is not as easy as it seems. Because one thing, and I want to get, you're the relationship experts, I want to get your opinion.
Carlos, Trisha's boyfriend of 2 years has asked her to marry him. He wants to get married. At what point does Trisha say, look, this is getting serious. I'm just going to go ahead and file those papers. Like, what's so hard? Divorce is not hard. Like, it can be a very quick process. It's not hard.
The moment you file for divorce, in my opinion, based on what I have witnessed, right, you are done with the relationship months to a year before you file. You're already checked out. You're just officially doing it. So my question is, though, if your heart is not in it, but the ink isn't dry.
Carlos, we still having this conversation. It's like 4 or 5 years later. Like, what does it take? We knew she checked out of the relationship a long time ago. So why doesn't she just get a divorce? And Tawana said, Lil F boy did not like Elaine's answer towards Miss D energy. Exactly, Tawana. And Courtney said, Carlos just toxic as hell. And Tawana also said Greg moved on. Greg wasn't on the show after he divorced Nene. That's a good point, Tawana.
I believe you should date.
Okay, and I hear you, and I feel what you're saying. However, if you're gonna ask me what's right or what's wrong, I'm gonna tell you premarital sex is wrong, even though we all do it. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me what's right or wrong, biblically, you get married in church in front of God, you're not supposed to date somebody. But we all do it. Have you had sex before marriage? We probably all have. I'm just saying, if you ask me what's right, that's what it is.
So one thing that you and I
don't get.
And Mama B said she hadn't filed for divorce. Mama B's Trish still has not gotten a divorce, even though it's been a conversation on this show for months now. Trisha still hasn't filed for divorce, from what I'm hearing.
An opinion. Don't get an opinion.
Yeah.
On that.
Well, I want your opinion on this, because you said something that I never really digested. The Sonny Moses Destiny situation is interesting because at the end of the day, you do raise a good point that a lot of people may feel, which is Destiny and Moses were not married, right? So one thing you said to me,
yeah, he's really showing his disdain for Sonny in this live, as well as, of course, Melody, just everybody. He's taking up for Trisha when Trisha knows she should have been divorced a long time ago. You done move this man into the house with your kids. Like, this is ridiculous. I could see if there were no kids involved, but there's kids involved. You've been with this man for 2 years. Like, what is it going to take for you to just sign those papers?
Weeks ago was that when you
and
met
by the
your
way,
husband of
kicking in with Courtney says, yeah, he asked Elaine and didn't like her answer. CK is toxic. Yes, every time, Elaine says something that he doesn't like, it shows all over his face. Like, it's almost like he's looking at her like, that's not what you were supposed to say. Almost like they rehearsed it, but she's going against the grain of what he wants her to say. And Tawana said Trish couldn't have filed before this show. Marquez must have money. What is she hanging on to? That's the big question, Tawana. Nobody knows, why is she hanging on to Marquez. That's what we're trying to figure out. It can't be that hard. And Tawana said Courtney Carlos was literally shaking. Yes, like you can just read his face every time Elaine says something that he doesn't like. He shows it all over his face.
27 years, dated for 30, that he had a girlfriend. But the difference is y'all were friends, so
I didn't know the hoe. I had never spoke to the hoe.
Now, what the lady got to be a hoe? You took her man, but she the hoe? Side chick? Elaine?
Yeah, I up to her from the very beginning.
That is so ridiculous. So unnecessary.
Just straight up. But me, indifferent. This Sunny man now. Like I say, when we talk about Greg and Sweet Tea, they's married now. Ain't nothing to talk about. They married. Let it go. It's gone.
Exactly. Same scenario.
How long did it take for you and Dr. Damon to get married while y'all were dating? Like, how long did y'all date before y'all got married?
I met him. Oh shit, 9 months to a year.
Now look.
No. 2 years before we got married, because we've been together 27 years. We've been dating about 30. So 2.5 to 3 years we were together, because 90 days in, we were pretty much engaged. Like, I knew that was going to be my husband.
Now, do we need to do a timeline on Dr. Heavenly? Because she said that she trapped Damon. So how did it go from you trapping him to y'all dating 2.5 to 3 years? Like, the math ain't math and Dr. Heavenly.
Not 90 days, 9 months in, I knew that. Well, I knew it was going to be my husband first sight. When I saw him, when he turned back around, that was my man.
Wait, y'all were walking like this?
We were walking like this. This is the classroom. This back to your home. We walking like this. We stayed in the same subdivision, meaning the same building. We stayed in Mahari Towers. I was leaving, going back home, and he was coming in, and we walking.
That's what she said, Tawana. But now it's 2.5 to 3 years before they got married.
And I looked at him. He looked at me, and I said, if this look back, I got him. He looked back. And said, oh, but you know what? Honestly, if you ask Damon this right now, he'll say he don't remember that. He'll say,
hey, sis Valerie R. Thank you so much for being here.
You were done with her. However, you called me. You came over. He gonna say he don't remember it like that. Remember.
Okay, so it's my thing, because what we learned in this episode is
Tawana, what do you know personally? She says, child, she says this a lot. I know personally. Oh, well, you need to spill some tea, Tawana. We're not quite sure about what you're talking about. Spill the tea, girl.
a lot of them got married less than a year dating.
Yes.
Right? So Sunny said her and Moses got married, I want to say 60 days, if I'm not mistaken. Melody said her and Martel dated for 9 months before she got engaged.
Yes, Valerie, they're pretty
I think Nell and
disgusting.
Chris Fletcher, they said they dated for a year before they got married. Do you think dating
After
less
she
than
took
a
that
year
lady man.
and getting married is too soon?
No, I don't. I think when I first met my husband, I knew it was going to be my husband. I don't think it takes that long to know that it's the person for you. Now, a lot of times it's an age factor. Like for me and Damon, we were still in school, even though I was 4 when I met him. We were 20. I was 26 and a half when I married him. So it was the age factor. We were still in school and we weren't prepared to get married.
And Tawana says, I can't say much. I work for one of the Married to Medicine doctors. Oh, okay, girl. All right. Well, when you can, spill the tea.
What I'm saying is at 30, 40, 50, if you know this is my man and I know I love him, no, it don't take that long. You know immediately if that person is going to be marriage material for you.
I hope it ain't Dr. Heavely.
People give a person that's not really them initially.
Well, that's the reason why, listen, I personally don't think you should marry anybody until you live with them for at least a year. Because you don't know who they are. You should meaning fully. You really know a person when you live with them. And you really know a person once you're around them and whether or not you like them. So I do believe that before you marry somebody.
I think that Carlos hates marriages and married people because he feels that he's never going to be married. Like he's never going to have a husband. Like it really does seem like Carlos has something against marriages and married people. And he tries to tear marriages down for some reason.
Ladies, in my opinion, yes, as a single gay guy, but in my opinion, I do think y'all should at least live with each other for a year, because do you truly know a man?
Good, because I would hate to have to work for Dr. Headley.
Can I give my opinion?
Yes.
You know my opinion is you're not supposed to live with nobody before you marry.
Stop it.
You've been with my husband for 30 years. You never do know a mother, because they change from day to day, from year to year. Things change. So even if you stayed with him for a year, it's gotta be the love that's there, because it's gonna be ups and downs, highs and lows. You get to know somebody usually by 90 days, 6 months. You can kind of tell who they are. After a year, it still may fuck up. Most people think that 7 years is the 7-year itch. By definition, 7 years to see if your marriage is gonna last or not. But a year, you ask me, it ain't enough. So if you're gonna get married to the person after 90 days to a year, you pretty much know who they are. Live with them. Yeah, that's something different. But I'm saying if you're gonna leave, you're gonna leave. My whole thing.
Sometimes you never know a person. You could be with them for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years.
We're going to talk about Detroit soon. Yes, Love and Match Detroit's back. So we're going to recap Brenda and Christina's scene. So
we do not care.
Had a conversation.
And Valerie R said, Heavily just be talking, not knowing what she talking about. Like she speaks too fast. You can tell she really doesn't stop to think about what she's going to say before she actually says it.
And your girl Destiny had a receipt book as long as a CVS receipt, honey. So Destiny is literally reading text messages from Moses.
Now this part gonna piss me off.
Hey baby, good morning. Sonny said, oh, well, he was just playing you.
So now Carlos is on here trying to spin the narrative. I know that he has heard that Sonny has went live and spilled her own receipts and the text messages between Destiny and Moses. So why didn't he work that into this Messy Mondays? Like he's really trying to spin this narrative that Destiny really ate when everybody knows that Sunny had her own receipts that proved that everything that Destiny said was a lie. And if he was responding, it was like one word answers, like the the messages that you get in your inbox all the times, like what you doing or good morning beautiful, that we mostly don't even respond to. Like, Carlos, stop trying to spin the narrative that Destiny ate on Sunday when we know that that's not the truth. And Tawana said, Lil Elf Man watched his father and mother relationship. She was a stay-at-home wife. It couldn't been a good relationship. It couldn't, and it he probably was a very controlling man, and he feels like women should just stay in their place. That's what Carlos gives.
And then Destiny said, you may have had the hardware, but I have the heartstrings. Now, I don't know if Babyface wrote that, but baby, that was something.
Carlos, you told Destiny what to say. And then she had the nerve to say all over Huntsville. The man doesn't even live in Huntsville. So why would he be talking about you all over Huntsville? Make it make sense, Carlos.
So when you saw that Destiny had received, and what appeared to be is this, there were a timeline difference where Moses allegedly was texting these sweet nothings to Destiny in
You
August,
said it right. Sweet nothings meant absolutely nothing.
That they got serious around September. Do you think Moses had his big toe in one area of Destiny's way, but then he had his other big toe and other big things in Sunny's direction at the same damn time?
Now, we all know that it is very common for people to have friendships, situationships, or whatever the case may be, until they decide that they're going to be in a relationship with somebody else. So the fact that Moses was still being cordial with Destiny, the person that he's known for over 15 years, and has been in somewhat of a relationship, whether she was a side chick, whatever the case may be, of course he would still be cordial to her. I mean, he had no reason not to be cordial with Destiny because they were never on bad terms. He just decided to move on, and he found somebody that he liked better, that he wanted to actually build a life with. So the fact that he was still being cordial to Destiny really does not surprise me at all.
Now I'm gonna say all this allegedly because I'm gonna say in Huntsville been hoes.
He's from St. Louis.
In Huntsville now. They own Huntsville. The people on your damn show, that's the people I'm talking about.
Yes.
Say this and I'm gonna take it back. Say at least, and probably more than this, but I'm gonna give y'all 80%. 80% of men are hoes. They all about the next opportunity. 80% easy. If a woman that appeals to them and they see her and they're attracted and they can get with her, they're going to go for it. Especially if they ain't married. Moses was playing Destiny, but he was playing Sunny too. Just somewhere in there he decided to marry Sunny. And that's who you know what I mean? Because Destiny probably wasn't.
He really wasn't playing Sunny because she knew about Destiny. And Tawana said, Lil Elf Man knew of this marriage before it was announced. I was at the podcast. CK was tickled at the outcome, snickering Elf Boy. Yes. And Melody said that she didn't even know that he was going to bring Sunny and Moses out. Like, I mean, oh God, he is just really here for the mess.
Having him at that point. You see what I'm saying? I think it was a toss up. Like either one of them could have had him, but at the same time, Sunny was acting right. Destiny wasn't, and he saw a future with Sunny. He was playing both of them. But my whole thing is, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna
That's
say
it. That's all.
That's she don't got no reason to worry about it. But I'm gonna say it again. You lose a man, how you get him? If you know the scruples ain't right, and you know this girl was her friend.
No.
What you want me to say?
No, Sunny made it very clear in Destiny's face, I did not consider you a friend.
Well, them kind of games. maybe she was doing her job, but it's after the job and y'all actually still talking. Y'all were friends. Y'all were some sort of friends. Y'all were too close for that. Like I say again, she should.
Even if she was being Destiny's manager, that's still business. That's still a job. So Destiny can spin the narrative any way she want, but Sunny did not consider you a friend. Like she said, you don't know her birthday. Like you don't know the personal things about her that a friend would know. So Destiny, you were not her friend. Point blank and period. And Tawana said, now I give Elaine her props for saying this. Exactly.
From the very beginning said, hey, you know what? Me and Moses met. We going out. She knew there was something because she called her before the
And she did try to call her. So,
but I'm saying this. Be mad at Moses because Moses is the one that's going to turn on you, Sonny. And evidently, he still has feelings for Destiny.
And that's my thing. I can understand that some people feel like Sunny is wrong, but it just seems like all of the smoke is for Sunny and not Moses. And I just wish that women would, give the men all of the smoke that they choose to give to the women.
Do you think Moses?
Shit, next season couples this shit. You know what you know? Bring Destiny back, right? With her new boo, and see how Moses handle it.
He would not care. Like, seriously, Destiny has such a bad reputation. I promise you, he won't care, Dr. Heavenly.
Heartstring, because baby, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
It sounds like something's happening on marriage and medicine or something.
Let Destiny come with a man. You gonna see. You never would have thought this though. Learned a lesson. People still care about their exes. That's what Destiny is.
Go ahead.
She was pulled both ways. Meaning, I think she was Martell's friend first, correct?
Yeah.
Some people don't care about their exes. Most people don't care about their exes. That's the same narrative they're trying to spin with Mel, is that she still wants Martell back. Like, what does she have to do to show everybody that she doesn't want Martell? She changed her name. I mean, what does she have to do to show people that she doesn't want Martell? Like, people are still trying to spin that same narrative about Mel. And Mama B says he strung Destiny on for 15 years. He was never going to marry Destiny. She is not marriage material. And he said that on several occasions, Mama B's, that she was not marriage material. So that alone should be enough reason for Destiny to just move on. Like, how much do you have to go out here and embarrass yourself before you realize the man told the world that you're not marriage material? Like, that should have been it, girl, for real. And Tawana says, I don't believe Moses strung Destiny along. She was in several relationships during this 15-year entanglement. She absolutely was, Tawana. Hey, sis, Dee Dee Star, thank you so much for being here.
And then she became Melly's friend. She was trying to be loyal to both of them. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not talking about man to man, but I'm saying you gotta pick or choose. You gotta choose one. You cannot be their friends after the end and all this shit went down. You cannot be Melody's friend and
Now, guys, I have a question for you. Now, do you think if you're friends with a married couple and they get a divorce, do you feel like that, you have to choose between the husband or the wife, or do you think that you could still be friendly with both the husband and the wife? What do you think about that? I personally would probably always side with the woman. I'm just going to leave that right there, unless I know that she did something that was terribly wrong, because at the end of the day, I'm going to want to know what he did, because more than likely he did something wrong, which made them divorce. So if I was in that position, I definitely would have cut Martell ass off. And that's just me.
friend. You got to choose one. And that's what I did. You got to choose one because it's always going to be a freaking problem. Melody's mad because you went the damn fat what's her name? She went taking pictures with her and her kids. And you're supposed to be my friend. Melody is a stone cold Scorpio. She like me. She like Phaedra Parks. Once we don't with you no more, we don't with you.
Baby, we don't have to be no Scorpio to not fuck with your ass after you just totally disrespected me, my kids, everything. Like, you're done, Destiny. There's no turning back.
And you was wrong. I can understand how she got pulled both ways, but I get Melody. You ain't no
That off.
we don't. You. We need to talk to you about it. We don't need to figure it out. You knew what it was. You knew how I felt. You taking pictures with my ex and his that disrespected.
Well, I want to clear something up. So, but that happened. Okay, so I want to go back, but then I'm gonna finish this.
Okay.
So the conversation that Melody was having with Destiny in terms of her seeing Destiny take photos with the kids.
We'll get there. Tawana says, I believe I couldn't, especially since the way Melody was done in the relationship. Okay. And Didi Star said, it is hard to be friends with both because when events come up, then deciding who to invite is a problem. And you know what, Didi Star, a lot of times people automatically side with the husband for whatever reason. A lot of times they always side with the husband.
And Martell's child's mother, right? That happened after her and Melody had a falling out, right? So I want to push that to the side and come back to it.
Oh, that's why they fell out. Is that not? No.
So so they had a falling out prior to that, right? So in the episode, Melody said that part of the reasons, right? It's not just one reason. And this is part of what Melody said in the episode.
And she's cleared it up so many times.
One of the reasons was definitely Destiny being friends with Martell, and Melody and Destiny would be on the phone together, and that Destiny would say, oh, girl, let me call you back. It's Martell calling me, right? So, but to your point,
now, what would you do if you on the phone with your so-called friend and your ex calls in and she tells you, oh, girl, let me call you back. You know, Martell is on the phone. Oh, bitch, you ain't got to ever call me back. Tawana said, but Melody tried. She knew hotel wasn't financially secure. And you are absolutely right, Tawana. I think she did stay, and try to work it out because she knew that Martell would be nothing without her. Like she knew how she had been carrying this man. And I think that she didn't want him, she didn't want to see him go down because he was the father of her kids. And she knew that's all it would take is for her to be out of the picture and everything would go crashing down for Martell. And she didn't want that for him.
I want to address this because I think this is key. When you are friends with a couple, so in this particular situation, Martell and Destiny were friends prior to him being with Melody. As you know, being on Marital Meta.
Now, this is the narrative he's trying to spin. Melody has cleared that up, and she said that Martell never spoke about Destiny before they met on the occasion that she spoke of when she went live on TikTok. She said that they both met Destiny at the same time, but this is just something that Destiny is trying to put out there so that she doesn't look, like she's in the wrong because she chose to side with Martell over Mel. And this was like early on when her and Melody was still friends. She was still communicating with Martell and she thought that was okay, that Melody was going to allow her to still be friends with Martell and be friends with her and take all of her business back over there to Martell. And Tawana said Destiny was heard talking about her to Letitia Scott, one of the many situations. You are absolutely right. I believe they were in, was it Vegas? And Melody was in the next room and they didn't know it. And I think that was when she realized that Destiny couldn't be trusted. or LB either. And Dee Dee Star said, Destiny was being dirty the whole time because I don't believe Destiny was ever really friends with Mel. She was very, very envious of Mel, and she just wanted to use Mel to see what she can get out of Mel. And from what it's looking like now, from what she said, it looks like she may have had some type of attraction to Mel and Martell. And those are her words.
And that whole show's about couples. When you are friends with somebody, then all of a sudden you become friends with the spouse, right? Right? When everyone's in a good place, correct? When they got separated,
Dr. Heavely is shaking her head no.
Point. Destiny was still being friends with Martell, and Destiny was still being friends with
Melody. Is that where they were, Dee Dee Star? Okay.
In Destiny's shoes, would you have chosen a side immediately? And which side do you choose? The friend you knew first, or you choose the female friend that you're close to at this very moment?
This was probably a difficult decision for her.
No, it wasn't.
I really loved them both. I really do feel like she cared for Melody as much as she did Martell. It was difficult for her. For me, it wasn't difficult. I've been knowing a bitch 10 years. I just met you, ho. I'm going to be that friend. I'm the friend that Melody wanted and needed. I am her. I don't give a damn. And I know it might sound childish, it might sound, but if I'm your friend and I know what's going down, I don't with you either. You see what I'm saying? You don't play. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
It was more difficult for
But who should she have? So are you saying
she made the wrong decision, Carlos King?
She knew Martell the longest, but obviously she's friendly and close and besties with Melody, another female. Should she have chosen the person she knew longer, or should she have chosen the woman in this situation?
The side of right.
I said because I've known Quad 10 years. What I mean is, it don't matter about the time. It's about who you closest to. I don't know these new people. I don't know Quad's ex-spouse. I don't know these.
And Dee Dee Star said Destiny changes all the timeline when it's convenient. She absolutely does, Dee Dee Star. And Tawana said that's where Destiny messed up. I believe Melody wouldn't have asked Destiny to choose. Just don't go running your mouth about what's going on in my house. You're right. And, everybody wants to make it seem like, Melody wants everybody to choose. And I don't believe she does. Like, Melody is full aware that these were Martell's friends. Like, she doesn't even really want to be your friend. So stay over there with Martell. She's okay with that. And she can still be cordial with this entire cast and do her job and go to work, and everybody can be cool with them still being friends with Martell. That's just a narrative that everybody's trying to put out there. She doesn't care that those people are still friends with Martell because in all actuality, they're just like Martell. They're lowlives. And Valerie said, I don't think she was really her friend either. Love seeing her.
People. Like
Destiny ain't nobody's friend.
I very rarely talk to the men. I don't know them, and I don't know.
She cannot be trusted.
But it was a difficult situation. But I had to make a choice because she wasn't having it. So you got to choose, boo. And my thought process is Destiny's going to choose Martell. That just seems like she's closer to him. That's just what I get out of conversation. You would have to ask her, but she's going to choose Martell, and rightfully so, or understandably so. I can see why Melody don't with her. I see it. Melody is still mad. And
oh, now you finna start telling lies, Dr. Heavenly. And Dee Dee Star said, but Destiny was playing the friend role until she couldn't mooch off of Mel. Destiny was playing the friend role until she realized that Melody was separating herself from her. She was distancing herself from Destiny, and Destiny started to realize that. And that's when, she got in her feelings.
I understand why. And as a Scorpio to Scorpio, we gonna be mad forever. We don't with you forever.
Now,
when you say she's still mad,
Melody got so many reasons not to like Destiny. I don't understand why people keep asking, well, do you think there's ever a chance that you and Destiny will be friends again? Hell no. Like this girl has did so many low down and dirty things to Mel. Like there's no question Mel will never ever be her friend again. And I really wish people would quit asking that question.
She's so mad at who? Destiny?
She's mad at the whole situation, the disrespect that went on with
Wouldn't you be?
and Martell and the disrespect around that. And basically you knowing all the shit that she's been through and probably still going through, because then she just filed charges. How dare you get off the phone with me when we supposed to be?
How dare you?
Talk to you. And then you gonna say, "Oh, girl, that's Martell." That ain't gonna sit well with nobody.
That was so disrespectful.
Destiny, love Destiny. I get it, and I do not think that she meant to hurt Melody. She did not. But you cannot maintain both of these relationships. It's just not gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You gotta pick and choose. And I'm not saying you gotta pick the person you knew the longest. I just did it because I know this person for 10 years and I just met this person. I don't know this person that well. Mm-hmm. I made that choice. But for her, it made me more difficult. But she gonna have to choose. It's gonna be very difficult for her to keep a relationship with her and Martell.
She don't have to choose.
And go visit the kids with the
she
baby
can stay
mama.
over there where she at.
Mama, you trying to be politically correct and say the child, but baby mama over there who disrespected Melody and the man, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, and everybody saying it. Melody saying all this, but Melody knew that man was cheating. Like when she said respectfully cheating, I don't know what happened in the conversations.
We'll get to that.
Melody, yep.
Tawana said the whole cast is upset that moneymaker Melody wasn't going to sign those papers on the 47 acres. Even CK, the Infidelity, changed the whole logistics of that show. Yes, they're mad because, of course, Melody didn't want to sign those papers, but they're mad because Melody left. Those women wanted Melody to be in the same predicament as them, married and unhappy, and just letting their man respectfully cheat. That's what they wanted. They never thought that Melody would leave Martell and level up and become as successful as she is today after she left her husband. They'd never seen that coming.
With that shit far too long, and that's what Destiny's talking about. She's saying that she knew that man was cheating with that woman for how long. They broke up. He called her a peasant, and then he got back with her and had a baby. Am I
lying? No, I'm listening. Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
And then they broke up, and then he called up peasant. He was trying to work it out with his wife, and then COVID happened, and then the gym was open again, and even though the gym was closed.
Yeah. Dr. Heavely, it sounds like you've been watching the show. I know. Contrary to what you say.
Look, now this your point with. You actually got the timeline correct.
That's why we know you be lying about not watching the show, Dr. Heavely.
With Melody, and it never will. And you can't be Martell's friend if you're Melody's friend. It's too much pain, too much hurt, too much has happened, and it's a reminder. It's a reminder. That's just like almost like, you know, if you got like to me, if you got a tumultuous relationship and then y'all had a kid and like the new kids, it's difficult for me to bring my kid over to the new woman house because I always think she gonna mistreat her because she's in pain. Everybody not Viola Davis in Fences. They can't do it. Just take the baby in.
Dee Star said, now Heavenly sounds dumb as a married woman. I don't get how they can always side with the wicked cast. Right now, Heavenly's doing her job. She flips flop. I think she likes to get up under Carlos' skin by saying things that she know that he doesn't agree with, but then she brings it back in by doing her job and saying the things that he wants to hear. And Tawana said, this is where CK was visibly upset. Yes, because every time she says something positive about Melody, he gives her this blank stare. Like she can tell when she's saying something wrong. And that's why she tries to pull it back in by saying something that he wants her to say.
Some kind of animosity towards the child. This friendship can never happen. They can be cordial. Now, I'm going to say this.
Like he's looking off, like he's yawning almost.
That she's being an adult by being in a room with people she might not like or care that much. I think that's being an adult. That ain't said, watch her. That's being an adult. You can sit at a table with somebody. I do it all the freaking time. When people are all right. You on reality TV. Mm-hmm. But that means that this your job. You gonna sit with her? I could be cordial with anybody. Do that mean that bitch and me friends? No, I could give a pleasure. Girl, I like your new breast.
Not your breath.
Ooh, Dr. Heavely is so silly. Not friends.
The table, that don't mean watch me. That means that I'm a real bitch and I'm gonna tell you if you ask me. I don't fuck with her, but I can sit at the table with her.
Well, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
I agree with that. I want to go back to
Oh,
what you
okay.
said
She's
earlier
talking
because
about
this
Tisha. I'm
was
like, hold up. I know you ain't
episode
talking
was
about Dr.
highlighted, and
Shenita.
Black Twitter went crazy when this episode aired, you know? So, I do think that obviously, there seems to be this expectation, right, that Melody had of her female friend circle when she was hurt by Martell, right? Because again, if you watch,
Hey, Braden Lee, thank you so much for being here, bro.
Particular episode, there was a conversation of girl code, and there was a conversation of her telling Sonny, like, when she was going through the things with Martell, Kimmy would say things like, Martell's a good guy. Kimmy wouldn't call the child's mother another name in all this situation. And how, and this is what she said, they would travel together. They've been in each other's homes. And she felt like these women did not stand up for her the way she would have expected, knowing that these are her friends.
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Kimmy, and Tisha failed Melody as a friend who was hurt by this man she fell in love with 9 months after dating, got married, have 4 kids by him, and then all of a sudden dealing with the infidelity and then dealing with him having a child with this woman.
After this custody case is over, I pray that Melody leaves Huntsville. There's no reason for her to stay there. I know she has a few good friends like Lauren, and a few more people, but I would get out of Huntsville so fast. Like, I wouldn't even want to be in the same city with all of those low vibrational people. Like, there is no way.
Feel like they failed her as friends, and she's hurt by that.
They failed her miserably.
Question. Now, y'all know I love Melody. Melody is a Scorpio, and she's a woman after my own heart. The problem lies is that they have all been friends, from my understanding, for years, right? Yes. Melody was with this man when he was hoeing and with the girl and got back with him. You see what I'm saying? So at this time, they all still been friends, right? And that was accepted then. Now that she's finished with Martell, she wants everybody to be finished with him. You knew what he was. They all knew what he was. So now that you finished, you want everybody else to be finished?
Come on, Dr. Heavely, make up your mind. Now you flip-flopping all over the damn place.
It might be a different situation, maybe not. But based on the history, this is just my thought. I'm saying
she didn't know Dr. Heavely until she knew.
Feel like she.
And Melody has said on several occasions that none of this started to happen until he started hanging out with the Scotts. Okay, so Dr. Heavenly, you say one thing and then now you're backtracking and saying, oh, Melody knew that he was a cheater and now she expects these people to stop being his friend. No, she doesn't. They can continue to be friends because she does not care. And Tawana said Kimmy wouldn't say anything about being a side piece because she was in a 10-year relationship with Maurice. Now, Tawana, girl, I'm going to need you to clarify that a little bit for me. Now, I know they dated a long time before they got married, but I did not know it was 10 years. So we all know that Kimmy was a side chick. So are you saying that Kimmy has been with Maurice when him and Kyra was fully engulfed in their marriage, like not even considering a divorce? Is that what you're saying, Tawana? Because I never heard that. And Tawana said, does anyone know how the court case went today? I haven't heard anybody speak of that, and I am dying to know how his court case, because I think today it was for the revenge P. And Tawana also said, why does she keep saying she's a Scorpio? Hell, I'm a Virgo and I wouldn't take 2% of what Melody went through. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be a Scorpio to know that all of these people are fake ass friends.
for the other people, they feeling like I've been knowing Martell for years. Y'all been knowing he was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Now that he's done the ultimate, are we supposed to choose you over Martell when we knew him longer and you accepted the infidelity for years?
Well, I will say this. I think it's one of those things where is there a expectation when it comes to as a woman, if you dealt with this, I'm
Okay,
going
I
to
see what you're
stand up
saying,
for you,
Tawana.
and I'm going to despite you. Because the thing is this, I wouldn't say the word accept, because, and this is my opinion, right? I wouldn't say the word accept because at the end of the day, you're married. And I think when you marry, you really try hard to make the marriage work. I don't think she necessarily accepted it. I think they were trying to make it work. I think Martell was pleading with her, I'm going to change. I'm going to do right. And as any woman, you want to believe your husband.
I agree with you there. The first,
You know what? It's just such a shame that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You got some people out here saying, oh, she knew he was cheating, oh, this and that. But then you got other people over here telling people that they should fight for their marriage. You know, which one is it? A woman leaves when she's ready to leave, you know, when she's tired, when she's fed up. It's not anybody else's decision when she should leave. She had a small child at the time because she, was pregnant. And then I want to say, I don't know. I know Sugar Mama was maybe like 3 months old. I know she was very young. So that's a very hard decision to make while you're pregnant, while you have a young child. So I really don't get when people say that she knew what he was doing. And he was also begging her to stay and telling her that he was going to stop. And just like anybody else, you're going to try to work on your marriage before you just, sign divorce papers. Okay, and so you're saying that, him and Kyle was still married, still living up under the same roof, and he had already started seeing Kimmy, and she was causing them, there was no way to save the marriage because he was already cheating with Kimmy. And Tawana said this was when CK should have shut up. Remember the side piece reunion comments? Exactly. And I don't know if they practice what they're going to say before, because we all know that this isn't live, it's pre recorded. Because I have, from what I see in this video, Dr. Heavely has gotten very good at building Melody up just to break her back down. And I think she does that so that she doesn't have to fight with the millimeters, because in one breath she's saying all these great things about Melody, but then in the next breath she's putting her down. So she's gotten very good at doing that. And I don't know if this is what they practice or, whatever the case may be.
There's 2 years. But when it comes to years, am I making something up? They were together 5 years. Y'all say he was cheating for 5 years. They were together like 8 or 10, right? They said
Melody also cleared that up. That's not true.
Yes.
I feel Melody, and I would feel exactly like Melody does. But from standing from the outside, I can see how they feel the way they do too. Like I say, it's three sides to every story. Trust me, in my heart, I feel Melody. I would feel the same way. But for these people, it's very difficult for them to sever a relationship with Martell when they were friends first and they knew it. And you could say accepted it, you call it what you want to. It happened and it was allowed. It was allowed because it could have been stopped.
It was not allowed. Who allows their man to cheat?
8 or 6 when you decide to leave because he had a baby. And I don't know. You don't ask me. I feel Melody. I do. I love Melody. I like Melody. She's a good person. I feel it. But the people.
Anytime you got to keep saying, oh, I like Melody, you really don't like Melody, because you've said that at least 12 times during this short period that you guys have been on this interview or video.
They was in it the whole time. So how can they have just hard feelings when it was allowed for 5 years?
Well, the thing is this. Right.
Sorry, I had to cut my shit off.
Okay. Yeah. And listen, because obviously there's always, again, it's not my relationship or my history. I want to say that the infidelity wasn't a total of 5 years before she divorced. I think it was like 3. But again, I want to make that clarification.
Okay.
I'm so shocked
Destiny said in this episode
that you cleared that up, Carlos.
She felt that Melody was teaching the woman, Martell's child's mother, how to respectfully cheat. Destiny said, I would be near you and you would be on the phone with this woman.
Oh my God, Tawana, this is your first messy Monday. And she says, I can't take either of these two. I just happened to see it, so I went on in to watch. And I thought I might see Courtney in them comments because I know she be in there windmilling, but I didn't. And I don't comment on there because I don't want to give his page any likes, any engagement, nothing. But it is so hard to watch all of those people in there windmilling for Tisha, Stormy, Destiny, CK, Heavenly. It is so hard to watch. Like, I be wanting to comment so bad, but I don't want to bring that bad juju over here. And Tawana said, and now we know Elaine and Melody aren't friends. Exactly. She said she didn't answer your call. She didn't call you back because she just didn't feel like you were being genuine.
Where's Martell? What's going on? And how she took that as you're teaching this woman how to respectfully cheat. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't think Melody would teach anyone how to respectfully cheat. I don't know Melody like that.
Like, some of these comments are really ridiculous.
I love that she's intelligent. I love that she's bold. But my whole thing is, but what did happen, and I think that Destiny probably misworded it. What happened was, I believe, I don't know, allegedly, she was having conversation with. For example, let me give you an example. Mm-hmm. I remember a friend of mine, I'm going to say a friend of mine, probably somebody that's related to me. She was dating a guy. Well, no, she was married to a guy, right? And he was cheating, right?
And we don't even have to hear this story because everybody knows of somebody who has had a conversation with, their man and the alleged side chick. Like, that happens every day. Either the side chick gonna call you or you gonna call the side chick. That happens every day. That's not a big deal that Melody actually had a conversation with Ariane. And Tawana said, yes, she was in there. They were asking us to leave. That must have been after I left because normally I don't watch Messy Mondays on Monday. I usually watch it on Tuesday, but I wanted to see what all the hype was about, like in the comments. So today I actually set my alarm to watch it at 7 o'clock. And as soon as they were done talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, I was out of there. So I don't know if Courtney is up under a different name because I didn't see her in the chat, but maybe she popped up after I left. And how they gonna ask y'all to leave? Like, that's so ridiculous.
So the love bitch kept calling her, kept calling her. They would get on the phone and she would talk to her. Bitch, where he had, you know what I'm saying? I think that was it. Like, Melody in her mind,
that happens more often than not.
She wanted to catch him in some lies or whatever she was doing. She was talking to her. And evidently, Destiny overheard it. Now, teach him how to respectfully cheat. That wasn't it. Melody was trying to get her information. So when she came at his ass, she read his ass for Phil based on facts that she got from her. That's what I see. She got facts from her.
And that's what it was.
Little girl. She didn't like the little girl. She was just saying the little girl was talking.
She wanted proof.
Okay, let's get
so she could file them papers.
Lying, but I'm gonna get the facts from her. So when I talk to this motherfucker again, I'm gonna have the facts from her. That's what I get. Now I don't know nothing. But in teaching him, tell her to respectfully cheat. No.
Yeah, that's something that's made up by the haters.
Okay. Do you see a reconciliation between Destiny and Melody, or
it's gonna take a long time because she's telling you we don't do that. We don't go back.
I am so sick of them asking that question. They will never be friends.
People that left married to marriage, I don't think I hear from them people no more. if it's my job, like for example, if it's my job to be there, yeah, I'm at a table. But I'm never gonna put you anymore on the same level if you said I tried to ruin your marriage when you knew you had marital problems for the 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna be on that level with you again.
Tisha.
Based on that's who I am. I ain't saying Scorpio, but I'm just saying I'm just making it as relevant. Me, Melody, Phaedra, we don't got it with you. We got enough friends. I'm my best friend. I got my man. I do not need none of y'all hoes to be my man, and that's how Melody feels.
Absolutely. She don't need none of them hoes. None of them fake ass friends.
No.
Okay. I want to.
Destiny would, but Destiny's not in the situation. You know what I'm saying? And ain't as hurt because, you know.
Yeah, listen, I think.
Oh, Destiny wants to be Mel's friend so bad. She knows she made the wrong decision.
I think
and Tawana said, now I didn't know Destiny was friends with Melody during that time. I thought it was more after the relationship was found out. Okay, so you're saying you didn't know Destiny was friends with Mel while she was still with Martell. Is that what you're saying, Tawana? Because they were definitely friends. Oh, I see what you're saying. After the Martell situation. Okay. That's a gray area. But I do know, I forget which event it was when Destiny was on there when they first made their appearance, when she got mad at Kimmy for saying that her husband cooks chicken or something like that. For me, I think that was the first time I seen Destiny.
Reason why a lot of people have many strong opinions about that entire situation is because a lot of people got hurt, a lot of people are affected, right, in this situation because it happened. And
the only thing that was affected was their bag because they were all eating off of Melody. That's why they mad. Okay, yes, Tawana. I'm not really sure when she appeared. I know the first time I remember seeing her was at that event.
I think the audience and you and I too, we look at it like, what would we have done in that situation? And that's why for me, I'm always curious is there a right or wrong answer? And that's just something I don't know. I don't have
just pick a side.
Friends. So
there's no right or wrong answer. Just pick a side.
And I know how women think. We don't play by ours. And no matter, and I've learned this as of late. If you're married to somebody, man or woman, you do not want to be in that room with them with somebody else. Even if you're done with them, you're over with them, you don't care anymore. It must be hurtful to see your ex-husband or ex-wife with someone else. It got to be. And I never really thought about it.
In my opinion, it's not hurtful. It's okay to be in the same room as long as neither one of the exes want each other. The only time you have a problem is when somebody still wants somebody. Other than that, there is no reason why you can't be cordial. There's no reason why you can't, co-parent or whatever the case may be and be cool. Unless somebody still wants, the other person. And I think you're referring to Kimmy saying that Destiny's husband cooks chicken. And Tawana said, what's affected? Money, money, money. And that's why they mad, because they lost their bag. And they holding on to this show because if this show goes off the air, none of those people are going to be relevant.
I've been with my man 30 years. I would never even think in my mind of him being with another woman. But I think it would be very unreasonable, even if, you know what I'm saying, knock on wood, we'll fight the bitch on side. I'm not gonna hold my feelings back because we not married no more. I don't give a damn.
And what sense does that make?
Maybe, but I'm not gonna try to play the high road. I'm not.
Oh my God.
Not. And I might not want him no more, but damn it, you're not gonna bring no other bitch in front of me. You're not.
And that's why people say you ratchet. People get divorced every day. Like, why you got to come with all the violence?
Destiny not a bad girl. I do not believe she meant to hurt Melody in any way. It's just a fucked up situation all the way around. That's all it is.
Did y'all just sit there and hear Dr. Heavenly say that Destiny never meant to hurt Melody? Everything she did was to hurt Melody. She said she was a bad friend. She took pictures of her kid with the side chick. I mean, oh my God. Like, you don't do those type of things if you're not trying to hurt somebody. And Tawana said Martell couldn't keep it together. Melody is winning. And see, the Scots, they thought it was going to be the other way around because Melody was making him look so good. And everybody thought that it was actually Martell, that was the brains in the relationship. And they quickly found out that it wasn't Martell, that it was Melody. Everybody thought that he was the one with the builder's license and everything, but all of that came out when she divorced his ass.
I think it is, and that's why. Listen, I always tell people you can't judge no one in this situation because it's so.
Yes, you can.
It's such an unfortunate situation.
You can judge those fake ass friends.
It's just. It's hard to digest.
It really is. It ain't gonna be.
Yeah. One thing that Kimmy said, and I'll move on to Love and Marriage.
Elaine is ratchet.
Okay.
One thing that Kimmy said is it's one thing to divorce someone, but to divorce them and work with them takes a lot. Like, it's one thing that we're divorced. I still gotta work with you and see you at my job. I gotta see you at work. And Kimmy even said that. She said this is my interview with her too. She said, I give Melody so much props because I don't know how she does it. Kimmy said, my son's dad, my baby daddy, I'm saying baby daddy took big.
Guys, Kimmy be all over the place. One minute she's trying to be neutral. Then 1 minute she's going all the way to the left, like how she did when her and Tisha was in the pool while they were on their little anniversary vacation. Like, Kimmy is all over the place. She doesn't know which side she wants to be on. I think she wants to be on the winning team, but those Scots are putting on the pressure. Like, they're not going to let her side with anybody else but them.
Her son's father, she said, I couldn't imagine working with him every day. It is a lot. And I also think a lot of people don't understand that either. Like, imagine going to work every day. Like, it has to be difficult. That's why, I always say people need to offer a little bit more grace.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, that's where I missed it. Because honestly, when you say that, it makes me think of Quad. That she
Girl, you love yourself some Quad. You always talking about Quad.
Bring the motherfucker back. In my mind, I was thinking, like, she don't care about this dude. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. But no, you can't work with your ex. You can't do that. You can't do that. And that was my mistake. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that. And the interesting thing, and I ain't giving away married to me.
Now, she talk about Quad like, oh, they've been friends for 10 years. And I'm getting a little bit off topic. But you're the same person that brought Sweet Tea on the show. So how can you just love Quad so much and you brought her ex new wife on the show? Like, Dr. Heavenly is so damn messy. And everybody knows she's messy, but she always come with all of this, switching everything back and forth so that she doesn't look to be as messy as she really is.
And nothing. I would never go into this episodes or whatever. But I know there was a specific question that they asked Dr. Damon. Dr. Damon, they said, Dr. Damon, what would you do if you were in this situation? And Damon was so cold and so serious. He'd be real serious when he said, I wouldn't have been there. I would have never came back to a show with my ex-wife. But I wouldn't have been there. I don't care what you offer me. I couldn't have done it. So, yeah, I get what they're saying. It's very difficult to work. And I agree with Kimmy. I've always liked Kimmy because she's the most reasonable person on that show, in my opinion.
When she's not flip-flopping.
It's got to be hard as hell. And you got to take your hat off of Melody for working with a man that did her the way he did. And
until he fucked that up. They could have still been working together, but he had to act like a donkey.
Let's get into Love and Marriage Detroit.
And no, we are not. And Tawana said, shaking my head, the Scots are a family first kind of family. Like, I ain't never seen no family like the Scots. Like, those are some real gutter snipe people, and you hate to think that way of people, but whoo, they are low down and dirty. And Tisha's mom, I usually don't mention her name on my channel, but I definitely see where Tisha gets it from, honestly. So, guys, yeah. And Carlos decided this week, I guess, so he could try to bring us into Love and Marriage DC, not DC, Love and Marriage Detroit, that he was gonna mix in Love and Marriage Detroit with their Messy Monday for Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I guess that was his way because we're gonna go into a little hiatus of saying that instead of reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, they're gonna start reviewing Love and Marriage Detroit. So, guys, Tawana said she knows she doesn't supposed to be mentioning her show. She can't help it. She just talks so much she can't even help it. And I seen on a upcoming episode, Dr. Damon is going to be telling her that she needs to spend time at home. Now that has already, they've already, filmed that episode. But as you can see, she's still over here with Carlos King being messy, you know, and she's still over here talking about Married to Medicine. Now, if that man decides to up and leave Dr. Heavenly one day, like, she's going to be like in shock. But I can really see Dr. Damon just coming home one day and saying, I want a divorce, because she truly does not listen. Like, your network has told you to stop speaking on the show. Your husband have told you. You even came out of your own mouth and said that you were not going to be reviewing this show anymore. But yet, you're still back reviewing the show. And Didi Star said facts. Like, I don't know what it's going to take. It's going to take this man literally filing divorce papers for Dr. Heavenly to shut her mouth. Like, it's so ridiculous. I mean, you claim you got such a good husband and he doesn't ask for much. Like, why do you got to come on here and be so ratchet? So, guys, that's going to be it for the reaction of Messy Mondays. What do you guys have to say about this episode of Messy Mondays? And Didi said, but she has small kids, so that is ignorant. Who has small kids? Didi Star? Because Dr. Heavenly's kids are all grown up and out of the house, and now she's an empty nester. That's why she got so much time on her hands. Like, her daughter was the youngest, and she's off to college. She couldn't wait to get away from her mother. So I guess they're done with filming. So, Dr. Heavenly has all this time on her hands and she just can't let this show go. And I really do feel like Carlos is paying her because I don't understand why she keeps coming back. Oh, okay. She says she's behind because she stepped away. Oh, okay. Yeah. We were just talking about the fact that, Dr. Heavenly's husband is going to be, telling her that she needs to spend more time with him in an upcoming episode of Married to Medicine. And we know that, they've already filmed that scene, but she's still over here being shady on Carlos's Messy Monday. Oh, you was talking about what she said about Mel. Oh my God, she said so much about Mel. She was flip-flopping all over the place. One minute, oh, I like Mel. Oh, I love Mel. And me and Mel are Scorpios. And then in the next breath, she was throwing her up under the bus. So, I think she does that because obviously Carlos don't want to say anything negative about Mel, other than what's, on the show. So he uses Dr. Heavenly to be his mouthpiece. The same thing that they're accusing Mel of with Dr. Shenita. They all have a mouthpiece. So guys, I think that's going to do it for this recap. I thank you so much for being here and showing support to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Tawana, this is my first time seeing you in here. So I really thank you so much. And I hope you did subscribe. And I see you again on another video. And Didi Star said, as far as her showing out about another woman. Oh, yes, saying that she was going to fight if she sees Dr. Damon, in the same room with her, with his new woman. Yeah, she definitely says that she whooping ass if she see Dr. Damon and his new woman together. She definitely did say that, Dee Dee. And I don't understand why. If it doesn't work out, hey, let it go. And Mama B said, good night, all. Good night to you, Mama Bees. I thank you so much for always showing support and always being here. I really appreciate you. And yes, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now. And Dee Dee Star said, thank you for your recap because that's the only way I will watch them. I know that's right, Dee Dee Star. And I really enjoyed your live the other night, sis. I really, really enjoyed you and can't wait for you to come live again so that we can chat it up. Have a good evening, guys.